Back to Happy Valley on Wednesday night this week for the Police Cup is our feature race. We'll be looking at plus the 7 other races on this edition of Racing to Win. A very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by our former analyst Paul Lally and race caller Brett Davis as well. Brett, the feature looks good, but the last race looks outstanding on Wednesday night.
That it does, yes, a really good sprint race, that final race on the card with the Country Star reappearing at Happy Valley, taking on Music Edition. He's won his last 2 and there's a couple of others in there that certainly look progressive. So, yes, a very competitive meeting overall. And as you said, the Police Cup, they do a great job, the police, because it's not an easy scenario logistically organising traffic and everything that they do prior to the start of a Happy Valley meeting. So, it's always good to have them there. I know Paul's a big fan.
Yeah, it's week in, week out. Jackpots, Paul, what do we got?
Only got one. We got 500,000 going into the 6-up win bonus. So there is a jackpot there for the. We haven't had some jackpots recently, haven't we? All the money's been won the last couple of
off
years.
the weekend. Though.
Yeah, there's a couple big ones in the weekend. But yeah, 500,000. A couple of first starters in there as well. We can talk about. And as you say, there's a couple of really good betting opportunities. A couple of really crackers.
Those jackpots will be courtesy of what can often be the case on a Saturday program. Quite a few long price winners. 1 or 2 were found, though, from the team.
They were. Just very quickly, before we look back on Saturday's programme, Hong Kong horses in action in Macau and lifted a trophy again. Yeah,
1st, 2nd and 4th. Dennis Yip, Horse of Fortune, former Tony Millard runner, was able to take out the Macau-Hong Kong trophy, albeit narrowly, from Romantic Touch. Literature finished in 4th. He wasn't beaten all that far. And the last year's Macau Derby winner finished in 3rd, so we might see him here on the return leg. There are a couple of nice horses performing on the day in Macau. It was a good day overall, but Dennis Yip and Silvestre de Souza took the honours.
There you go. All right, and Romantic Touch just fell short of his 3-peat there. Right, back to the weekend, though, and our Saturday review of action here at Sha Tin. Now, this was basically on Saturday, the Derby trial. John Size's Big 2, Waikuku in enrichment. Waikuku, there's a question mark about him stepping up from the 14 to the 1,800 metres. This was his answer.
It was quite an impressive answer too, wasn't it? Just the way he circumnavigated. Look, he's obviously going to go into the Derby now as the likely favourite. This race has thrown up Derby winners in the past. Collection won this race. He won the Derby quite a few years ago now, and Akid Mafid also won this race. I can remember calling it. He was very impressive in winning that race too. Went on to win the Derby. So it's been a winning form reference in the past, and there's every chance it'll continue on with the performance of this horse going into the Derby. However, Paul, if he draws 14 over the 2,000 metres, it could throw a little spanner into the works.
Yeah, just have to get back. But he showed he's quite a versatile horse with that run, doesn't he? That was the thing with him. And I thought enrichment ran well as well. Up to 2,000 metres, he's a sort of a one-paced horse. He could be one they'll be targeting maybe at the Vase next year or something in Richmond, the way he's going. I still think he'll run pretty well. So both horses didn't take a step backwards by any stretch.
The thing in his favour, though, is he's carried all the weight.
Yeah, he did that under handicap conditions as well, didn't he? So he was giving them weight, gave them the head start and gave them the beating. He'll go into the Derby as the highest-rated horse now off 108. Right Choice was very good on the day again. Perfect Pair, E-Star at odds. And Corey Rapido finally got his first win.
He did. And Dragon Dance was another big price winner along with E-Star. Joyful Heart, as Paul mentioned in our wrap-up on the day, was quite impressive in that opening race or second race on the card, whatever it was. He sort of was a little slow to get out in his trials and that, but he really hit the line strongly.
Yeah, it was sort of weaved his way through with Carasteet aboard and managed to get his note. Well, he won well, didn't he? So it was a good win. Plenty more in store from him.
All right, and Kazi Farazi won again as well. Victor Wong having another good weekend. They were the big winners on the weekend. See if we can find some more, though, with our horses to follow. All right, there were loads of first starters on the weekend, Paul. So you've found one for us?
No, an oldie but a goodie for me. I do sometimes go the first starters, but I just really taken with Good For You's run here. He was last on the turn. You can see he came really wide. He was right down on the weights, this horse. Be interesting to see if he does drop a grade or stays in this grade. Excuse me. He came really down the outside and hit the line very strongly. I thought it was a really good run from him. Just failed to get into the placings and ran a nice 4th. I think this is a good form race with Right Choice winning. You got Roundabout there as well. He wasn't too far away, an Amazing Chocolate. So nice run from Good For You. I think there's a win from him pretty close.
All right, that's Good For You. Goes into the Black Book. A first starter here in Hong Kong for you, Brett.
Yes, Unicorn Baby. I must admit I didn't really give him much chance going into the race. He sort of pushed alongside here a horse called Better Choice, who I did have in my tips, and they sort of bumped each other for a while and matched strides for a while. Better Choice ended up getting home slightly the better. You can see them there having a bit of a hip and shoulder, but they were looking to make their runs at the same time. Like Waikuku, this guy's a former Irish galloper. I know we get good quality horses from all over the world, but lately I've noticed a lot of the Irish horses are really standing up here, and this is another one I think can potentially be followed with some confidence. Richard Gibson stable in form too.
All right. Funny you say that, because my horse started off in Ireland as well. His name now is First Responder. His name used to be Carbon Fibre. Now, he had 2 starts. He's still a maiden in Ireland and here as well, but he did finish behind a horse called 10 Sovereigns, who's unbeaten in 3 starts in Ireland, including a Group 1. So you can just see he was held up a little bit at the top of the straight here. This is only his 3rd start here in Hong Kong, but finishes off quite nicely here. That's Team Spirit winning the race, who, you know, is potentially quite a nice horse himself, but still finding his feet. I think he's getting there, First Responder, for John Moore.
Well named too, that horse, raced by the Hong Kong St John's President Club Syndicate.
There you go. All right, those are the horses to follow off the weekend. Stewards Report had Eddie Lai on dating, 2 days to the 20th and 24th, and Big Fortune as well, Dylan Moe, 23rd to the 25th, plus $10,000. So 2 days for Dylan. Also, which means we're right up to date as far as looking back is concerned, as we start to look forward to Happy Valley on Wednesday night. The A course we returned to on the C+3 last time, meeting number 52 of the season. We kicked things off with a Class 5 over the 1,800 metres. The opening contest has Money Winner, who was a winner over the 1,600 metres on New Year's Day. He tries the course and distance for the first time. Enjoyable success, been placed in his last 2 starts. Sweet Bean won over this trip 2 starts back. Didn't beat many home at Happy Valley last time, though. Dragon Warrior gets from the 1,650 up to the 1,800 metres. Bonito, visor comes off as he tries the trip for the first time as well. Little Fantasy's won over a mile, probably pushed forward despite drawing barrier 11 and triumphed. The blinkers come off. Michael Chang and Eddie Lai combine with him. As far as Chung Fry is concerned, Money Winner, top weight here. Well, it was until Dylan took £5 off anyway. Has been up to Chung Fry and back in the last 30 days. He came back on the 25th, Brad.
Yep, there doesn't look to be a huge amount of notable pace in the race, Andrew. Little Fantasy, Silvestre de Souza really riding on a crest of a wave at the moment. He may take the bull by the horns here and charge forward. He is a horse that's often showed pace. If he can get the front here, he might be able to dictate. Having said that, we've seen 1 or 2 of these Class 5ers make mid-race moves in the past. Sweet Bean is certainly one that's done that.
This horse is running well at the moment. He's won 3 starts ago, backed up with a 4th and a 5th. He's going nicely here. He gets a little claim of £5 as well. And up to 1,800 metres, he looks good. He's very fit going into his contest. Jolly Amber, I thought, wasn't a bad piece of work. The blinkers will come off him on race day. Now, he's the one on the far side in the white saddlecloth. You can see he's under a decent hold, working with Laura's there. And he goes well in the mornings. He's a very fit horse. And Celebration, he's another very fit horse. This one, he's had plenty of runs this season. This will be his 8th. And 1,800 metres looks OK for him.
All right, we'll come back and have a look at a few of those. Starting off with Money Winner, actually. We saw them in track work. This is him winning, in actual fact, with Little Fantasy in behind. So we're going back to New Year's Day for this one. Yeah,
I think both these horses have got claims. This was quite a good win from Money Winner on the day. Zach Purton drew 11 and got the job done. Defeated Indigenous Star. And then a 4th behind Diamond Legend, a 5th behind Management Star. Both runs have been OK. Drawn OK. He's never won at the Valley, but he's had 3 seconds. I think with the claim there, £5 for Dylan Moe, he's as good a chance as any. And Little Fantasy, if he leads, will give some cheek.
Yeah, it's Sylvester Souza is pretty good on those front runners. You know, he can dictate the pace pretty well. I've got them both in. I agree with you, Brett. I think they've both got good chances.
All right. Enjoyable Success seems to have taken his time a little bit to settle in, but would appear he has done now. He's been placed on his last 2. Dragon Warrior in there as well.
Yeah, good run from this horse because he missed the start by a couple of lengths as well. Threaded his way through and he hit the line very strongly. He's taken a while to settle in. Son of Frankel, this one. Interesting, Zach Purton's jumped the board. And on the back of this run, I think he'd be hard to beat.
I didn't like him going onto the turf. I thought he was a dirt horse, but Paul's convinced me he can handle the turf as well. And I think Zach probably watched the replay of Gentry winning there and thought, who was that horse running up behind me? And has made the call after to get aboard. So I'm with Paul. I think he might be hard to beat.
All right. What about Bonito here at Shartin over the 1,400 metres? This behind Flying Noble last time out.
Bonito. He's a horse that's sort of just been pushing along slowly. He has had some issues in his career. This is just going to be his 7th run for the prep. So he's been up for a while, but there was a gap between his first 3 and his next 3, and now his 4th. But he's just getting better and better. I think he can pinch some minor money.
Yeah, I agree. I've got him in on a 4th line there because he's up to 1,800 metres for the first time. I think that'll suit the horse, the way he runs on at the end, and it's Class 5. He looks okay.
Good barrier.
All right, enjoyable success, 2.2 at this stage.
He's come up short, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I do think he looks the likely winner of the race, though, the son of Frankel. So, look, it was a really good run from him last start, and that's why he's come up pretty short. And when Michael Chang and Zach Purden do team up, they've got a pretty good record, these two. So he's on top to beat Money Winner. Now, Zach has ridden him at his last start, but up to 1,800 metres looks good for him. Little Fantasy is a Class 4 winner at the bottom of Class 5 now. It was a while ago. But if he's left alone in front, he could be there for a long period of the race. And we talked about Benito earlier on. 2-1, 10 and 9. I thought 2 would win it. He has come up short, though.
He has. I ended up tipping him as well. We looked at the speed map. A lack of pace potentially could go against him too. So maybe Money Winner's the best place, depending on if you're unsure about the speed map. He can be in a good spot, whether they go hard or whether they go slow. But I had the same 4 in the end as Paul, 2, 1, 9 and 10. I think the 2's the most likely winner, but I could see any one of the other 3 winning it.
Yeah, not much change for me. 2, 9 and 10 for me as well, but Benito will be my pick in that each way. Decent price, 15 at the moment. All right, that's the opening contest there. The feature race, also over the 1,800 metres, that comes up as race number 6. Quick break for us. Back right after this.